Let's talk briefly about establishing your goal. What do you have to do to establish your goal? What's involved in that process? 3 things. First of all, identify your market. Secondly, identify your industry. And thirdly, identify the companies within that industry that you want to work for. Identify your market, identify your industry, identify your companies. On that first point, identify your market. Location first. Location, location, location. Another word for market is city. What city do you want to live in? What market do you want to live in? It might be the city where you currently are, or it might be a city that you'd like to move to. And I have heard some candidates say, well, I'll relocate for the right opportunity. I think that's a good attitude. But what I'm suggesting goes even further than that. Choose the place you want to live first. Begin with your market. Begin with your location. Begin with your city. Where do you want to live? Secondly, once you've chosen your location, within that city or that market, choose the industry or industries that you'd like to get into. What field of interest? What is the field that you'd like to get into? And learn about that industry. And learn about how big that industry is within that market. In fact, you may decide to choose your market based on the industry. What industry is that market known for? But you choose your industry within that market. And how big is that industry? How healthy is it? How active is it? How much opportunity is there within that industry? But become the resident expert on that industry within that market. And then thirdly, know how many companies are operating within that industry. Know the number of companies, know how big they are, know which ones are the good ones, which ones are the bad ones, and then from that total list of companies, identify the ones that you are the most interested in. You may determine that there are 200 companies within a particular industry, within a particular market, but you might only be interested in the 50 best ones. That's fine. Or you might only be interested in 30 or 40 of them that match your personal criteria. But to establish your goal, you need to establish your market, your industry, and the companies within that industry that you are the most interested in.